Welcome back to week 8 of This Piece of History, and I have a very special piece this week. This is my favorite autograph in my entire collection, and I'm going to tell you the story behind it. This week's autograph right here is very special. This is an autograph that I got from the late Juice WRLD, who passed away about 5 years ago now, and it's my favorite autograph in my entire collection. The story behind it is in May 2018, I remember I was on the XXL website, which is a music blog that posts a lot about new up-and-coming artists and some underground musicians. And I remember I saw an article about him saying that he was like the next Lil Uzi Vert coming up. And Lil Uzi Vert was one of the biggest artists in the world at that time in like 2016, 2017, 2018. He was huge. And I remember I saw this article, so I checked it out. And this album right here, Goodbye and Good Riddance, had just came out. And after giving the album a couple listens, I really enjoyed the music, and I thought Juice was so talented. Kind of went down the rabbit hole of watching all of his freestyles. He had the hour-long freestyle that he did for some radio station where he freestyled for an hour straight, nonstop. And it was just unbelievable to me. So I was checking out, seeing if he had any concerts. And he actually had a concert right here. I've got the ticket from it. And the concert was on July 20th, 2018. So about 2 months after I discovered him, I saw he had a concert, and I've got this ticket. I'm so glad I still have this ticket to this day. But I was lucky enough, and I bought the meet and greet, as you can see right here. And I got to meet him. So I went to the show. It was actually his first show of his first ever tour. So he really didn't have that much experience. And if you've watched the documentary about him or read anything or seen anything about him, he was one of the most talented performers ever. I think that stands up there with like performers as big as like Taylor Swift, Drake, Michael Jackson, like one of the best performers ever. But at this first show, he was not good at all. You could tell he really had not done any live shows, and he was just trying to figure everything out. So it's kind of cool that I got to see him before he really figured out everything for live performances. But it was really fun to go to. Looking back on it now that he's gone, I'm very glad that I went, and it's crazy when I look at this ticket. I spent $128.99 to meet him. He was really cool after the show. I actually brought some photos along to get signed, and unfortunately, he would not sign them. The reason behind that was he was in Chicago the day before, and there was a bunch of Chicago autograph collectors, and he got hit for like, I don't even know the number, but I would guess 70 or more photos. And they just destroyed him that night. He was new to the fame. He didn't really understand how everything worked. And I think he kind of got the point after that night. And he was a really tough autograph after that. So that next day came, I met him after the show. I had 2 photos of him. And he said, nah, man, I can't sign those. There's so much eBay shit going on right now. And just kind of went back. I went back and forth with him for a second. I was like, come on, man, I'm a huge fan. And then luckily I had my ticket here. And there was it was a full sheet of paper. There was some white here. And you can still see that it goes together just like that. And I was lucky enough to be able to get this signed here. He signed it and inscribed it with a little drawing on the top. And this is by far my favorite item in my collection. I've had offers of over $8,000 to purchase this from me, and I've turned down every single one of them. I don't think that there's a single number that I would sell it for. It's very cool, and I really think as time passes, we're 5 years past his death here, and I think as we just keep moving further and further, I think as we get closer to that 15-20 years, I think he's going to get put in that same category as like the great artists who passed away early, like the Jimi Hendrix, the Michael Jacksons, the Kurt Cobains. I really think he's going to be up there just like that, and I'm a very firm believer in this autograph being worth over $20,000 someday. And even if it does, I wouldn't sell it. I feel like I'm a collector before anything, and it's just by far one of my favorite pieces. But now going back to the album that I talked about. So this is Juice WRLD's first album. It's Goodbye and Good Riddance. And it's not signed by him, but it's signed by somebody. So this is signed by Cole Bennett. He is a music producer, or music video producer, and just like overall, like huge influence in the rap and like underground music scene. He kind of came up at the same time as Juice WRLD. He was shooting low-cost music videos that looked cool and had really cool effects. So he kind of collaborated with a bunch of those up-and-coming artists from that SoundCloud genre and SoundCloud era of music. And I was able to buy this off somebody in Chicago who got this signed by him. And I think it's really cool because he does not sign this anymore because he saw people was selling these. And I had this one, and then I had Juice's second album, Death Race for Love. But I sold that one just because I wanted to be able to get in this one for free. So I bought both of them, sold the second one, and kept his first mixtape / album. And this is by far one of the cooler pieces of my collection. I think it'd be really cool someday to make like a little display with these two pieces. And I've got the Juice vinyl figure that I think would be cool to make a little display with someday. But overall, that was This Piece of History episode 8, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any requests of what you want to see for upcoming episodes of this, please let me know, and I will do my best to make the videos. Thanks for watching.